What's up, guys? Welcome to 41 Fit Health and Lifestyle. This is your coach, Alex. Guys, this is part 2 of the weight loss video. If you watched the first part, thank you so much. Highly appreciate it for watching it. If you liked it, shared it, thank you so much. Again, this is to bring value to you. And now we're gonna go ahead and cover part 2 of this weight loss, and gonna get into more of what is weight loss, how to achieve it, and how to create a better relationship with it. Now, kind of recap based on the last video, I talked about a little bit about struggles, which is mostly everybody's struggle of not knowing how much to eat, not knowing what is the right proper way to eat, not knowing how much as far as amount of food you should be eating, what is the right foods you should be eating to create this weight loss. Other obstacles that people deal with, of course, genetics. I know genetics is always a big part, and I know some people are genetically built to be bigger, but does that mean is it impossible for them to lose weight? No, it's not impossible. Genetics can prevent a lot of things. For example, for me, genetically wise, I can't be any taller, right? I'm 5'5", there's no way in hell I'm gonna be any taller. But it can get bigger. I can add size to my frame. I can't extend my frame, but I can add size to it. Same thing, I can diminish the size, I can reduce the size. So for somebody who's, in genetics wise, who's been, genetic comes from an overweight family, does that mean that they can, there's no way in hell that they can lose weight or be a thinner person? No, that is incorrect. You can change that. That is not really genetics. That is just something that runs in your family that if you don't do nothing about, then it's not gonna change. Then it's gonna continue running your family, and that's how it becomes this run in your family concept. That's because no one's doing nothing about it, and it's not. Yes, it's not as easy as it sounds. It's never gonna be easy, but it's definitely doable and it's definitely possible. And just kind of, I feel like a lot of people just need to embrace the fact, like, hey, this is what needs to be. Like, if you genetically, if a normal diet for somebody who just is overweight doesn't work for you, then you gotta try something different. There's different ways to going about weight loss. There's so many different ways. There's different variations of going about it. And again, it just depends on your particular situation. So you really gotta just kind of step back and look at yourself and evaluate yourself and see, like, all right, what is it that needs to change? What is it that needs to change? And how is the best way to go about it? And again, it's a big part of it is going to be a trial and error. You're going to fail a lot. If you try different diets, if you try different eating styles, and I have a pickle to pick with the whole word diet, because I'm not a big fan of it. But you just have to find what fits your lifestyle, and that's what it's all about, right? It's creating a lifestyle. I wouldn't even say find a diet. It's not even, this is where I don't like the word diet, because diet has become very, like, you're doing something for short term. People hop on these diets, right? I'm on a diet, I'm dieting, right? It always sounds like it's short term. Kind of like if you were preparing yourself for a race or for a trip. You prepare yourself, you're planning for it, you're doing this for it, it's for a short period of time, and then it's over. Then what? And this is why a lot of people fail in losing weight and maintaining it off. They'll lose the weight, they'll hop on a diet, they'll do a diet, they'll do this workout, and then they'll stop, right? And what happens after 8 weeks or after 10 weeks, and it stops, and you can't sustain. And the reason people gain all the weight that they lost back all over again and faster is because the lifestyle that they were following, the diet that they were following, it's not sustainable, because it's not for their lifestyle. It is something that they went online, they followed, they hired a coach, and they did this drastic diet to get them to the results that they want. And you might have lost 10, 15, 20 pounds, a dramatic amount of weight, but then what happens after those 8 weeks are done? You regain it all back. And that is because you didn't create a lifestyle to fit that specific to fit how you lost the weight and how to keep it after that, because you want something that you can do for the rest of your life. So let's go ahead and get so that's a little bit of what we, right? That's what I talked about on the last video. So kind of just gonna now get into it. What is weight loss, right? Weight loss is basically your body not metabolizing the food that you eat, right? Simple as that. You gain weight because you either are eating too much food or you're not eating enough. That's what it really comes down to. That's how you gain weight, right? You don't gain weight overnight. You don't gain weight over one day. You gain weight over a period of time of you adjusting your body to either be overfed or to be underfed, right? Now, of course, the most basic one, overeating. If you overeat and you eat more than you should, you're going to put on weight, right? Because you are over consuming what you should be what your body needs. Now, to stop there and break it down, every single person needs a specific amount of calories to survive at the end of the day, right? You guys are aware, I've said this before, or I think I said in the last video, your body, without no food and no water, your body will die. That's a fact, simple fact. So if you're in an everyday basis, you are not feeding your body this right amount of food, or not even feeding it at all, you will die. But if you're feeding enough, it can survive. Like, we are meant to survive. Our bodies are designed to survive. So if you are feeding it just the right amount, it will survive. If you're overfeeding it, it will definitely survive. But then what happens is you begin to store that extra food. So again, every single person individually, based on their specific needs in their life, requires a specific amount of food that they need to eat. And most people don't know that amount, right? You don't know what your maintenance level, and that's what we call it. It's your maintenance calorie intake. How many calories do you need just to maintain your breathing, your living lifestyle, right? Now, of course, then what happens if someone wants to gain weight, they'll go on a surplus, meaning eat more calories than their body that they need. That's how they get put on weight. And that's how, and most of the time, most people don't realize how much they're really eating. If they're overeating, then they are being in a surplus. That's how they're gaining weight. Now, how you gain weight by being under-eating, by not eating enough, it goes back to that. Your body is very smart. So it's going to, whatever food that you do give it, it's not going to, obviously it's going to survive based on it. But one, you're not going to have high amounts of energy. You're going to be always tired because your body is requiring all that energy to do what you requires most of your day, which is you go to work, and obviously you have any other activities like your family and so forth, right? So you have, you're doing things throughout the day. So if your job requires you to be a construction worker, you're wasting way more energy, right? But yet say if you're not feeding it enough, your body, you're not giving it the right amount of energy that your body needs. So what happens is the food that you do give it, right? Whether that be a fast food restaurant, whether it be food from home cooked food, your body's gonna take that and it's going to absorb it, and it's not going to burn it, metabolize it, right? Meaning burn it off, because it knows that you're not going to feed it later on. So what happens is it stores that, and it stores it as fat so that it can grab it for energy later on when it needs energy, because it knows you're not going to feed it. And that's how you continue to keep the weight on, even though you may think that, hey, I'm not eating, I should be losing weight. No, it's doing the opposite. You're actually holding on to the weight and you will not lose it. Now, for those people who are very overweight and they've began to lose weight because they cut off food, yes, you will lose initial weight. A lot of that is just excess fat. A lot of it is holding on to water. A lot of that is a lot of sodium that your body just holds on to. And the moment you begin to eat, it just kind of releases that, and it's forced to release that. But then after a point, your body will no longer burn that, because your body again knows, like, hey, you're not feeding me enough. Why the hell am I going to be burning all these calories for energy when I need that energy for later on? Because you won't feed me, right? And that's how your body really thinks. And that's how you can begin to gain weight, or even not lose it at all, and just keep the same heavy weight by not eating enough amount of food. So either overeating too much or undereating is how you're gonna gain weight, right? So And now I want to get into one thing too. There is a difference between weight loss and fat loss. Now, a big generic, obviously I'm going to be using the word weight loss a lot just so you guys can understand, but there is a big difference. Fat loss is what you're trying to really achieve. You want to reduce your fat, not your actual weight. A lot of people get driven by just the weight, the number on the scale can drive them crazy and can really drive them out of their goals. So do not focus so much on the weight, right? You want to focus on reducing fat off your body, right? Because at the end of the day, weight loss could be, you go pee or you go to the restroom and use the number 2, you're dropping weight. That is weight that you're holding on to. You could be on the scale. A lot of people were scared of themselves up because they haven't pooped, they've ate all day, and then go ahead and weigh themselves at night when they're gonna be the heaviest, right? If you ever wanna weigh yourself and you wanna know what your real weight is, you do it early, first thing in the morning when you wake up, after you use the restroom. If you have to use it, use it. Do not consume any water, do not consume any food. You want your body to be at its flattest. That is minimal clothing, literally just your underwear. Step on the scale, that is your exact weight. By the end of the day, that weight has changed because you ate, you took shit, you peed, you did all these things. Maybe it worked, maybe it worked out, you didn't. You burned all this shit, so your weight will never be accurate. You want your accurate weight, wake up in the morning, that's your accurate weight, okay? Now, so how do you lose weight, right? Well, I said this, you need to be in a caloric deficit. But before you can do so, you need to first figure out how much food does your body need. So it is simple, right? You take your basic weight, you take your weight that you weigh in the morning, and then you're gonna go ahead and multiply it by 4 numbers, 1 or 4 numbers, 14, 15, 16, or 17, right? Why? What are those numbers? Those are gonna be based on the level of activity that you do. So if your activity level, say you sit in a desk a lot and you don't do much, you don't sweat, you work 8 hours in the desk, and then you go home and that's it, you don't go to the gym, you don't do any activities, doing anything, you're probably a 14. Now, because you're doing the minimal thing, that you're not doing almost zero to no activity throughout the day, right? Now 15 would be somebody who moves around and has kids, right? They're maybe, their job requires them to walk from one building to another building, or maybe walk up the stairs, right? They're doing a little bit more activity, not so much, but a little bit more. Now, say someone's at 16, now their job maybe, requires them for sure to be walking a lot, in and out of cars. Someone who goes to the gym, maybe swims, they do some sort of activity with their kids, something that keeps you more active. Now, of course, at now 17, that's somebody who's like a construction worker, who's on their feet all day, hustling, working. Someone who's a trainer, who's always in the gym and consistently just training, and being moving weight up and down, just continuously doing something. And on top of that, I go home, I still have my kid, or people have families, whatever it is, you have different activities that you can do, right? So depends on your lifestyle. So look at your lifestyle, look at how much work you do throughout the day and your basic average lifestyle, and multiply that number. Take your weight, you multiply by one of the 4 numbers, 14, 15, 16, or 17. Then that will determine your maintenance calories, how much food your body needs throughout the day. That's it. And that's how you figure out how many calories you need. Now, you take myself, 145 pounds, my activity level will probably be at 15, 16, depending on the day. Let's go within 16 because I want to gain some weight. So multiply that, I'm gonna probably be around 2,800 calories. I don't have a calculator because I'm using my phone. So about 2,800 calories, 3,200 calories, about that number. And that is my calorie intake. Now, if I wanna lose weight, then I'm gonna go ahead and minus 200 to 250 calories off that. And that's how many calories you should be eating. Now, does it mean that you diminish half of the calories because you want to lose weight so fast? No, you don't want to ever put your body into that type of shock, because you're shocking your body from going to, I'm eating this much, to now just dipping down and I'm only eating this much. Your body's going to shock, it's going to go into shock. And again, it's going to hold on to all of that instead of burning and losing the weight. So what you want to do is decrease in small amount of numbers, so that way you can see progress being made. You take off 200 calories, and now you're eating 200 calories less, and you're losing weight every week, 2 to 3 pounds. Cool, keep it that way. What the hell do you need to starve yourself? No, stay with that. Keep that amount, right? Then if you see your weight didn't drop for 2 weeks, Now it's time to drop another 200 calories, right? Because now your body has plateaued. Now it's time to come in and shock it a little bit. So if you are losing weight good at a good pace, there's no need to you make any changes. Just continue doing the same shit because it's working. Once your body plateaus, that's when you want to come in and make a change. And that's it. That is simple. And then it may seem hard and tedious, like, oh crap, now I need to count calories. But at the end of the day, it is something two things. One, it's something that you gotta do, one, to understand how much food you need to eat, but two, do it. And guess what? When you do it, you do it enough at the beginning that you won't have to do it all the time. You're a very smart person. All you guys are very smart people. You will learn this shit. You will memorize how much a cup looks like without even measuring it. You're just gonna look at it. Same concept, repetition, right? You guys brush your teeth every single day. All my clients know this shit. I bring this up to them all the time. Brushing your teeth. It's become just a thing you don't even think about. You just do it, right? You get up, you brush your teeth 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and at night, right? You don't even think about it. Right? Why? Because over time, as a little kid, you were repeat it over and over and over to do it, to go in there and brush your teeth. Even you didn't want to. Trust me, I have a 2-year-old who doesn't want to do it sometimes, right? Didn't want to do it all the times. So, but because of the repetition, or because of doing it over and over again, it just became ingrained in you, and you just do it, right? And also, you know the benefits. You don't want to end up in the dentist with all kinds of cavities and having to go in there all the time and having to, get your teeth drilled in all the time for what? No, you rather brush your teeth so you can have a healthier mouth. Same thing with fitness and in food. Measure food at the beginning. Understand how much food you need to eat so that you can be better off later on. And that really comes down to the last part, what I want to talk about, which is the relationship with food. You got to build a relationship with food. A lot of people think like you have to strict eat and restrict yourself from all these foods. You don't. You just have to find the foods that you like, but follow the amount of calories you got to be eating, the amount of food. You can lose weight and fit in ice cream in your plan. And if that's what you love, ice cream, or you love a donut, or you love a slice of pizza every day, you can fit it on there and still lose weight. Now, it won't be as enjoyable because then now, remember, that piece of food has a lot of fat and has a lot of sodium, so it takes away from the rest of the day that you can have the fats that your body needs. Because everybody needs a certain amount of fats, a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of carbs to survive, right? And even if you're trying to lose weight, you still need a specific amount. So you don't want to waste all your fats on one slice of pizza, because then the rest of your food throughout the day is going to be with no fat, almost no flavor, almost very plain. This is why it's not really realistic to say like, oh, I can eat a pizza every day and still lose weight. Like, it's possible, but it's not realistic, because then you don't get to enjoy the rest of the food. The way I do it with my clients is they get to enjoy the foods they've already been eating, but what changes is now they understand how much they have to eat. And most of the time, the moment they begin to eat more the food that they should be, their energy levels spike up, they feel much better, and they don't feel obligated to go and eat out all this junk food. Why? Because now their body is full. And because now they've adjusted their body to what their food level should be, come on the weekend when they have a cheat meal and they enjoy themselves, guess what? Your body's not gonna hold on to that anymore. Right? You go out on the weekend and you enjoy yourself, you gotta have a few drinks, you have some late night food. Your body's not gonna hold on to that anymore. Why? Because Monday through Friday, you're feeding it the right amount of food. So instead of holding on to that, it's gonna burn it. And then come on Monday when you weigh yourself, you're not gonna be as much heavy, you might even lose weight still, because your body just absorbs it and burns it. Absorbs it and burns it instead of storing it, because it knows that you're gonna feed it later on. And that's kind of how, that's my basic way of explaining how to lose weight, right? And it really just comes down to you figuring out how much food you need to be eating. So, guys, I hope that this helped. I don't want to run this video. It's already running on to about 20 minutes. I'm going to cut it off now. I hope that this kind of explained everything as far as weight loss and how to achieve it, and the struggles and the misconceptions. And how it's easy, it's just figuring out how much food your body needs. Once you figure that out and get your body adjusted to that amount, you can begin to reduce the food slowly to begin to stop dropping weight. And that's it. You do that, right? There's apps you can do, MyFitnessPal, that can literally track your food and you can know how many calories you're hitting, right? There's no excuses. You do that at least for the beginning. Do it for a month, 2 months. Get your body. Remember the portions, and then just you don't have to do it all the time. As long as you understand at the beginning. So guys, I hope that this helps. I hope that if you guys found this useful, please share it, like it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. This is kind of the part 2 of weight loss. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. If you guys didn't understand something, please let me know. I will make another video about this. I'm gonna go ahead and on the next video be talking about breaking down. Now that you've gotten your calorie intake, I want to go ahead and break that down into macronutrients and how those macronutrients really affect your weight loss and how that's gonna affect how you eat throughout the day. So that's gonna be on the next video. Guys, thank you for watching. Like it, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Stay on that 41 Fit lifestyle.